Hey, what's going on everybody? Jason McQuinn here, Bear Paw Camp. So excited that this year we are entering the waters of wrestling camps. Why are we just now getting into wrestling camps? Jason, you don't know anything about wrestling. I know, but kind of fell in love with the sport. Last few years, my son's gotten involved with the Newport wrestling team, and Scott Pillars and Daniel Swain, all those guys have really been pouring into my son. And at one of the senior nights, one of the seniors stepped up and they were asked, what was your favorite part of this year? Or favorite part of high school? They said bread and butter camp. And then we were at, I think it was Colfax or Colville, and one of the kids stood up and said, man, that bread and butter wrestling camp was my favorite wrestling camp. And I'm listening to this and I'm like, why did they stop doing these wrestling camps? Why did they stop doing bread and butter at Riverview, which would be the competition of Bear Paw? Not that we're competing, but like, why did they stop that? I did a little bit of research and I was like, there's no wrestling camps in our area. So I sat down with Scott Pillars and some of the other coaches, and I was like, what would it take to do a wrestling camp? And they said, well, you own the camp, Jason. You can kind of do whatever you want. And I was like, well, let's do it. So I agreed to provide the last couple spots of the summer that we had to the Newport Wrestling Club. They're gonna help us do our first ever ladies wrestling camp. And then later in the year, we're gonna do our bread and butter camp. Why are we splitting them up? Well, of all the parents I talked to, they said the only bad part was that there was kind of some purple going on when there's a guy wrestling group. Plus, our camp isn't as big as Riverview. So first camp we're doing is Powerful Not Pretty, which is the same name as our first ever women's camp. And this is gonna be a wrestling camp. We got three powerhouse ladies, Jaden, Mariah, and Zelaine. They're gonna be coming down. And then I think we're booking Cameron Gurian, who's a 5-time national champion and a 4-time undefeated state champion. Like, these ladies are incredible. And then also our very own Camille Sorensen's gonna be preaching the word as well. Plus, we're gonna be doing high ropes course. There's probably gonna be airsoft. There's gonna be all kinds of other really crazy fun activities that's gonna happen during this camp as well. So think wrestling camp and youth camp colliding for one weekend, and it's gonna be powerful. So we love you guys. If you're interested in coming to Powerful Not Pretty Wrestling Camp, those dates are gonna be July 1st and 3rd. And then later in the month, we are also gonna be doing our bread and butter camp. You can stay tuned for more information on that. But we're working with the guys at FCA, Fellowship for Christian Athletes, and we're bringing in some real powerhouse lineup for that. We're just waiting on a couple of the details for that. So guys, get signed up. It's gonna be a blast. This is our first year. We're pioneering it, and we're bringing it back. Bread and butter and Powerful Not Pretty at Bear Paw Camp. See you guys.